Good evening everyone, my name is Folajomi and today we are reviewing the 2023 Lexus LX 600 in an armored outfit. Now in just a moment, we're going to take you through the key selling points of this behemoth SUV. And just for a start, this is in matte black. We are going to discuss the key specifications of the engine. We'll then take you through the interior of the car, the key aesthetics, the key safety features, and safety of course is going to be a very significant topic given that this is a bulletproof SUV. Now if you're in the market for a full-size SUV, one of the most beautiful features of this LX 600 is the front grille of this vehicle. Now I don't know the exact specification in inches, but this is an absolutely massive grille. You've got lots of space for air intake for the engine to keep the engine nice and cool and to keep that 3.5 litre twin turbo V6 powered on your drives. Now these are very aesthetically pleasing LED lights. We have our daylight running lights here, and this is just a very smartly crafted headlamp for such a big and imposing vehicle. We've got nice beautiful spoilers here again for not just air intake but also for aesthetics. We have our Lexus emblem right at the frontage of the car. You have lots of ground clearance here, so in just a second we're going to look under the hood. There we go. Wow, it's pristine, isn't it? So this is a 3.5 litre twin turbo V6 producing 409 horsepower. There's not much to say. This vehicle has 270 kilometers on the odometer approximately, so this is a brand new vehicle. You can see lots of very sophisticated engineering, coolant. We have our airflow meter. There's really not much to say. Lovely sealed engine. We have our Lexus emblem, the twin turbo inscription on the frontage of the engine. This is exactly what you would expect from a performance SUV. A very powerful looking engine and just lots of black finishing in and around the frontage of this vehicle. Okay, so just to capture a little bit more detail, now we do have the bonnet covering because this is a brand new vehicle, but if we can just get a close-up from the camera, you can actually see the contours on this bonnet. So there's quite a large concavity here, and I just wanted to capture this because this is very unusual. This provides some added aerodynamics and also adds some aesthetics on this vehicle that you typically wouldn't see for an SUV of its class in this category. So just to quickly take you on a run down the side of this vehicle. So I'm about 6'3". This SUV is roughly about 74.5 inches tall, very close in height to myself, if not exactly the same. Now this vehicle is armor plated. This is an armoring system developed by a company called ENQUIRIES. They're a Canadian company, so there is bulletproofing through all the side mirrors of the vehicle. There's bulletproofing and protection against grenades on the underbelly of this vehicle. You also have Dunlop run flat bulletproof tires. These are circa about 18 inches. And then if we get to the rear of the vehicle, we also unlock another bulletproof feature of this vehicle. So here we are at the rear of this behemoth armored SUV. Now these are really intelligent looking lights. I mean, you've got brake lights that literally run the whole length of the rear of the vehicle. Really quite smart stuff from Lexus. Now we have obviously our sponsor, LX 600, the inscription on the rear. So we've got some spoilers at the rear of the vehicle. If we also pay close attention to the lower section, we have towing capacity. Now, if we just pop the trunk here, we're going to reveal something quite sublime. Now, we did discuss ENQUIRIES. who are a bulletproofing company based in Canada. Now, to keep the occupants of this cabin safe, we have reinforced glass, and we also have reinforced steel to protect the structural integrity of this vehicle. So once you open the bulletproof sheath that protects the occupants of the middle row, naturally, this being trunk space, you have enough trunk space for 2 or 3 suitcases or smaller bags that you may need for the occupants on a particular trip, whether it's business or leisure. There is no third row seating. This is meant to be a vehicle for no more than 5 occupants. So now that we've removed the bulletproof armor plating at the rear of the vehicle, we have sufficient space for trunk space, i.e. 2 or 3 suitcases. We only have 2 rows of seats, the front for the front 2 passengers, and then the middle row typically for up to 3 adult persons. Not so much in terms of trunk space. Obviously trunk space is sacrificed given that it is a bulletproof SUV, and the core essence of this vehicle is to keep the occupants safe. So we're going to take a quick look at the interior of this vehicle in a second. So here we are in the front interior of this surprisingly beautifully crafted SUV. Steering wheel for me quite catches my eye. You've got lots of grip in and around the steering wheel. You have a nice mix of woody feels. You have all your controls at the tip of your fingers, which enables you to concentrate on driving. You have your Bluetooth, and you also have your voice command right from the steering wheel. Lovely little Lexus inscription right slap bang in the middle of the steering wheel. You also have paddle shifters for those of you who like a more aggressive drive. In and around this vehicle, you can see the beautiful stitching on the side of the doors. All your controls naturally would expect to your lower sections. You also have settings for the seating and the positioning of the seats. Nice woody feels in and around the vehicle. Cup holders also to your left. I've got the key fob in my hand, right foot on the brake pedal, just a touch, and voila, here we go. Air conditioning on. You have your dual climate control for the driver and for the passenger, which is a very luxury feature. A very beautifully crafted LED screen, nice and easy to use. Touch sensitive, AM, FM, etc. Back. You can also make certain adjustments for the vehicle. So you have seat arrangement. Here you can adjust the seating from the touch of your screen. Very beautiful infotainment. We also have a nice little screen here, very detailed drivetrain setting for the car, so you can adjust the height of the car depending on the terrain you find yourself. This enables the car to better adapt to its conditions and ultimately give you a better driving feel and performance. So you have crawl here, and you can reset the driving mode here through this drive mode, and you can also adjust the height of the suspension from here. You have power outputs here for USB and also for your Type-C charging. You also have the cooling seats here. Now, if we pay close attention to this woody feel of this center console, really quite a nice touch. You don't often see these woody feels, particularly at this point. And we have this nice little midsection here, as we have in the Land Cruiser Prado. This being a Lexus, the luxury sister brand of Toyota, we have a cool box here, so you can store 1 or 2 beverages for yourself on a long drive. Now, because this is a bulletproof vehicle, we do have all of our nylon packaging on the car. You can just see this really highly refined stitching on the seating of this vehicle. We have perforated leather as well that allows the ventilation of the air conditioning to keep the passenger nice and cool and relaxed, which is very important, not just in a hot temperate environment like where we find ourselves, also because this is a bulletproof vehicle. We're dealing with very, very thick inches of reinforced glass. So here I am getting into the second row of seating. I'm about 6'3", and we still have a few inches of headroom and feels more like I'm in a limousine. We have cup holders here, really nice touch here. We also have an infotainment system at the back. We have additional settings as well for our screens. Now, each of the passengers in the rear are fortunate enough to have their own infotainment system, so you can literally sit back and forget about everything else around you. Again, much like the front, you've got lots of really nice high quality stitching on the seats. Again, much like the front, you have perforated seating which enable the seats to provide ventilation to the passengers. Lots of vents at the foot level, which unfortunately you can't see, but that keeps the entirety of the vehicle nice and cool. We also have our AC vents here, which you can adjust to increase or reduce the air conditioning for either passenger. So unfortunately, this does bring us to the end of today's review. We have had the pleasure of reviewing the 2023 Armored LX 600 Lexus SUV. This is an SUV of choice if you are specific about safety, you want to enjoy an all-purpose vehicle, that luxury feel, the comfort and the statesmanship of a very aesthetically pleasing SUV. 3.5 litre twin turbo V6 gives you 409 horsepower, so you still get the same power and acceleration that you would in any other high performance brand such as Range Rover or Mercedes. This is quite possibly the best armored vehicle you can get that also offers you the comfort and statesmanship of an urban looking vehicle. Thank you so much for listening. This review was brought to you by Mayfair Autos. Thank you.